Hello everyone. Okay, so before we get into the video, I just wanted to let you guys know I started a newsletter recently. It's linked down in the description box below. I talk about everything human design, personal development, spirituality, all that kind of good stuff. So please check it out. It's completely free, and like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know if this resonates for you. Thank you so much. Bye guys. The core fundamental of self-belief is not the belief in the current version of yourself that you hold, but it's the belief in the version of yourself that you are becoming. You need to believe in who you are becoming. You need to believe in your ability to change. Recognize that you are moldable. Recognize that as a human being, you are adaptable. You don't need to believe in your current self. You don't need to believe in your goal, and you don't need to believe in your manifestation. You have to believe in the in-between stage of yourself. Because you're not who you were, but you're not quite who you want to be just yet either. You have to believe in your ability to become, which is the in-between stage. The in-between of becoming is the process of breaking down your old identity to reform in the new. And this new version of yourself is the version of you that can actually achieve your goal and can actually manifest the things that you want to manifest in your life and take the actions you want to take and show up in the world the way that you want to show up. Right now, if you've set a goal and you're struggling to achieve it, it's because there's a misalignment between your identity and the identity that you need to have in order to achieve that goal. The version of yourself that you are now doesn't have the power or the strength or the stamina to withhold the pressure that you are placing yourself under by trying to move forwards and to create something better for yourself. You must first take on the identity that you need to take on before you can tackle the challenge. Tackle the identity first, and then the challenge won't feel as challenging anymore. Believe in your alchemization abilities. Believe in your ability to change. Believe in your ability to manifest. Not to manifest the thing that you want to manifest into your reality, but believe that you can become the version of yourself that can manifest that thing. You're manifesting your identity first before you actually manifest in the physical, tangible world. You cannot achieve the goal until you achieve the character first. Achieve the identity first. Then your identity will naturally strive towards this goal, and it will become so much easier, and you will flow effortlessly towards this thing that you want to create for yourself. You must start with the belief that you can become the person that can achieve this goal. Become the version of you that believes that this goal is achievable, and most importantly, believe that you can be the one to achieve it. Ask yourself, who do you need to become in order to get what you want? What identity do you need to take on? What actions do you need to take in this new identity? And then go after that. Don't go after the goal itself. Chase the character, and then the goal will follow because your character will naturally strive towards that goal. This is the next level of manifestation. This is the next level of embodiment. You're not acting as if, because you are becoming. You're not faking it till you make it, because you are becoming the character first. And in the process of that, then you make it. This is your evolution. Because when you want something new, when you have a new desire, this is your subconscious mind coming up to the surface to let you know that it's time to evolve. It's time to grow. Your subconscious mind has already given you full permission to strive towards this new version of you and to expand to your full potential. You don't need an external source to guide you. You can listen to your internal pull, because this compass was placed here divinely for a purpose. You know already where you need to go and what you need to do and who you need to become. But you need to do it in chronological order. You need to do the becoming first before you take the action. But there's a paradox here, because in the becoming, you must take the action. And in the action taking, you become the becoming. So it gets a little bit meta, right? You're changing yourself in the pursuit of something. And once you create the conscious awareness surrounding this, it becomes so liberating, because suddenly you're not fighting your old identity. You're consciously creating a new one. And the best part about all of this is the fact that it's in your control. You can't control the manifestation that you're trying to pull in. If you're trying to pull something into the physical, like a new house or a new car or a partner, whatever it is, you can't control when that shows up or how it shows up. because you're constantly waiting for the universe, giving your power away to the universe and having to let it go in order for it to come back to you, which within itself is something so beautiful and so spiritual. But as a human being, you can still do what you can that is in your control to help the universe to bring it to you faster. And the way to do this is by letting your old self die. And this is where the catch is, right? Because this is where all the turmoil is. This is where your ego lives. Because I can tell you what, your ego is not going to want to die, and it's not going to go without a fight. But in order to surrender to this newness, you have to let go of the old. You have to make room for it. Make room for this new version of yourself. You have to sacrifice who you were in order to become somebody else. Once you surrender to this newness and let your old identity fall away, your new identity forms. You're currently tearing apart your old self-concept in order to create something else, something better. You're tearing apart your old self-concept by chasing this new goal. Your ego death is triggered by you pursuing something else, pursuing something better, by you wanting more for yourself and moving forwards in life. You're shedding your old psychological skin. You're breaking down these old mentalities, these old belief systems that don't serve you anymore, that you took on probably from somebody else that you didn't even mean to take on because you've been on autopilot for so long. Because as little kids, we take in what our parents say, what our teachers say, what society says, whatever mental programming you've come across in your lifetime, you've taken on. And that programming stays there until you consciously decide to remove it. You need to sit in an active state, not a reactive state. Because every decision that you've made that has led you up until now has more than likely been from this reactive state. Because you've sat on autopilot for so long and you didn't take the time to sit with yourself for long enough to ask yourself, is this really what I want? Are these beliefs really mine? Did I really make my mind up to think these things, or is this something that was just handed to me that I didn't question? And now you are starting to question it because now you want something more for yourself, because you're now striving for this new goal. You must sacrifice parts of yourself in the present for your future parts to be revealed. And that is your ego dying, and you just have to let it. And it's going to feel awful. You're going to be in pain. But it's so worth it in the end. A better part of yourself will emerge. And you won't know what this is. You won't know what it looks like. But you have to trust yourself. Because your subconscious mind is so intelligent that it knows the version of you that you need to become for the next challenge in your journey. You don't necessarily have to think really hard about it or really try and push to be very clear on your mentality all of the time. A little bit, yes. But you don't have to be 100% all the time. Your subconscious mind will reveal that part of you to yourself, slowly but surely. And part of letting go of your ego is surrendering to this and just allowing it to flow. And that's the hard part, because that's where you feel like you don't have control. And your mind always likes to be in control. You gotta learn to watch your ego freak out. You gotta be the observer of your own mind. You gotta watch as this turmoil ensues. And just observe it. Don't interact with it. Don't identify with it. Learn when you're identifying with your ego. Because having awareness surrounding this makes everything so much easier, and it flows so much smoother. And you won't be in as much pain. You have to take the time to sort through this mental and emotional turmoil that your ego brings up in this dismantling of your old self. You're trying to understand yourself through the narrow confines of your old identification of your past self. Shift the self-identification by opening yourself up to the new possibilities of who you are and who you can be. Push past the discomfort that comes with the shedding of your old psychological skin. Because within the fire, within the ashes of your old self, you will find the phoenix of renewal. But you must sit with this uncomfortable feeling of change long enough for it to become familiar to you. Because it's within this familiarity that your identity shifts. And it's from here that you can take on these new challenges and achieve all of your goals. You have to act from this transcended state. You have to alchemize yourself. You have to move into a new version of you in order to achieve your goals. You can't achieve them as who you are now, because if you could, you would have done it already. Tackle your goal from this transcended state. Thanks, guys. Have a good day. Bye.